very basic.
You've got like Inception happening there with all our windows.
Oh gosh, I am sorry. I don't mean to have Inception on the windows.
Inception, deception.
I am deceiving.
You're not deceiving.
No, I know.
You just have a lot on the go.
I just have a lot of piles of pretty
Where's that mouse?
fabric.
I have
Sorry,
that.
you keep that. I have so many. Ooh.
Chelsea, you're nothing but trouble.
I come in like a wrecking ball. Let me just.
I don't think that's the song they're looking for.
It's the song I'm looking for. It makes me happy. There we go. There we go.
Tossed fabric off everything too.
This looks so happy now, though.
Yeah,
Should we talk about today?
we could talk about today. It is Tuesday, and we should do the thing that we're here to do.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Leah.
And I'm Chelsea.
That's my sewing room on Tuesday.
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 Wrecking Ball Tuesday? Regular Tuesday.
Regular Tuesday.
Regular Tuesday.
New puppies are so much work.
They sure are.
My old dog was a lot of work last night because a cat was trying to attack her and she was so scared. So she was standing at my embroidery machine and she was like laying between me and the embroidery machine last night because she was afraid of the cat.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's
Tycho,
adorable.
Tycho, you're 12 and a half. Get over yourself.
You are bigger than her.
You're bigger than the cat.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh, that's
Not
adorable.
helpful.
No.
Move, dog.
Move, puppy.
So welcome to Tuesday. Chelsea, we're here to teach Chelsea some things.
I am excited.
So a little while back, we ordered some fabric,
And
and Chelsea's been drooling ever since it came in.
it is amazing.
Yeah.
That drape, though.
Right?
Should we show them what this fabric is?
Yeah, which camera are we doing that on?
Oh, let's do it on the top, because then we can get them all in. Should you smush yours all over?
Maybe.
We'll move this mouse before we
Before we
wrecking
lose
ball
the mouse.
everything.
Okay.
Okay,
switching to that top
I
camera?
feel like this is going to show everything.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
So a lot of people think we're only a quilt store.
But we're
it's-
not.
We're very much not only a quilt store. We're a sewing store. So
Yeah.
sometimes things are on the upswing in the sewing world, and clothing sewing is definitely on an upswing. Where more people are wanting to sew clothes because either you just don't find what you like in the stores, you don't find the color you want, or you don't find a fit that you like.
Oh, gosh, and who wants to alter? I'm just kidding.
I can alter things,
I
but,
have to alter everything.
but it's not my favorite. So I would rather make a garment from scratch than
Same.
go back and alter and fix something.
Well, and the quality coming from something made from scratch, you can't beat it.
Well, you get to control it.
You get to control it. You get to say, yeah, I'm going to put this much effort into putting this zipper in, and it's never coming out.
Right? You can make sure all your seams are properly secured. You can make sure
Yeah.
that you're not going to have anything fraying.
Mhm.
No weird, loose, tangly threads.
No hems that you can catch your foot on.
Right?
How many
Okay.
times have you put on a pair of pants and ripped out the hem? I don't want to know. I've done it a few times.
I don't often find pants that are hemmed long enough that that's an issue for me.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
But finding pants long enough is another issue. So here we are. So anyway, fabric on the table today is a stretch velvet. So this is like scrumptious. Probably not what you're wearing to go hiking in.
But I have a Christmas party for my boyfriend to
It's
go
Christmas
to.
party season again this year, like for reals. So then Christmas party fabric.
We have to get this done by the 8th.
You have a deadline.
I have a deadline. That is when it is.
And you're going to make something with the stretch velvet. We're going to walk through a bit of a sew along over the next little bit. At least
Yeah.
like the steps to get through a project. And
Well,
a skirt is a nice place to start because
It
skirts
is.
are pretty easy to fit.
there's 3 pieces of fabric that's going to be in this skirt.
A front to back and waistband?
Yep, and some interfacing.
Oh, that's more than 3 pieces of fabric.
I don't count it as fabric. I count it as
Notions?
luxurious goodness.
Okay.
And then it also has a notion of a zipper.
And hook and eye?
Oh, yep. There. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part.
Okay. So first things first.
I don't know how to read this thing.
Okay, first things first. We are in the middle of switching over our clothing sewing patterns. We have the very first pattern in as a sample from our new pattern company. So we have new look coming our way. They've got a whole range of multi-size patterns, fabulous little pattern envelopes. I'm pretty sure there's a catalog to flip through.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So anyway, the first one has arrived.
This one.
This one. And Chelsea's like, I can make a skirt. And
No,
then
it's
ask
not.
questions.
It's not can. It's I have to make a skirt.
You have to make a
I
skirt.
need it.
Right? So we're going to talk you through how to read a pattern envelope today. We'll walk through the different tools and things you might need to work with stretch velvet over the next couple weeks in and around our 12 days of Christmas.
Yep.
So you get 12 days of Christmas, skirt sewing, other stuff.
It's excellent.
Yeah. So first things first, where did you hide that mouse?
I took it.
Okay.
Here you go. You may have it.
Okay. We're going to switch to this screen and let's talk about reading pattern envelopes. There we go. Okay. So we've pulled this image off the back of this particular pattern envelope. So this is the pattern that Chelsea will be making. And when you're first looking at making a garment or using one of these types of patterns, there's a whole bunch of information out there that you need to look at and make some decisions on. So there's 2 sets of sizing on pattern envelopes. There's your body size, which is listed in this top section. And then there's the garment measurements. So between those 2 things, you don't want to pick a garment measurement that is exactly your measurements, because if Chelsea has too many appetizers.
What are you saying?
If you have too many appetizers and you, okay, so say your waist
There's
is,
hooks and eyes. I undo them. They're easy.
okay.
But yes, we should do what she says. It's better.
So something like a skirt is a very loose fitting garment. It means the garment finish size will be bigger than your body measurements, which you need so that you have room to breathe and move.
Yes, I have to do all the dancing.
Yeah, exactly. So getting in there and measuring out your body before you come in is step 1. And if you're somebody who's like, but I used to be a size 8 and my bust used to be a 36B, for example. If you fall into that category and you feel weird about the numbers you are now because they weren't the same as when you took up sewing or when you were in high school or in your 20s, bodies change. It's okay. My suggestion is to measure in a different unit of measure. So if you're used to taking your body measurements in inches, swap over to centimeters. The numbers won't mean anything to you, and you can just sew to your size based on your measurements, which is how you need to sew. On the new look patterns, the French side of the envelope has centimeters. The English size has inches.
That is great.
So switch over and change which type of measurement you're doing. But you do want accurate body measurements. We'll probably measure you on Thursday.
Yes, that sounds great. Everyone will know what size I am.
And then they can make you things.
This is true, actually. This works out well for me.
I hope so.
I'm okay with this.
Okay.
You can know my size.
But knowing a size, to pick that right pattern size, you want to get your measurements for the parts of the garment that will matter. So in a skirt, do you need your bust measurement?
Well, I'm not wearing it up there.
So no.
No.
No. But that's part of how they figure out which body size and pattern size you need to fit into. So on something like a shirt or a dress, you would need bust, waist, and hip. And when you're buying both the fabric and planning your garment, start with the biggest measurement that you are, and we'll adjust down from that. So we want to fit the biggest part of you.
Well,
It doesn't matter which it is. For me, it's my hips.
That's me too.
So I start there, and then I do alterations to make everything else fit around my hips.
That makes sense.
So I have to size down in the bust. And
Are you saying the length is always okay for you?
no, usually I have to add length.
That I would say the length of you is the biggest. You're very tall.
Yes, but it's not all like in my torso. Lots of my length is in my leg.
I wish.
So I could take 6 inches off and share them with Chelsea, and we would match.
This is true.
So reading those pattern measurements, circle off what you are in each area. So bust 36, waist 32, hips 40, would put that biggest measurement in an 18. So that's what you should buy fabric to fit. And then following that 18 down, it will give you directions for how much fabric you'll need.
In yards on this side.
And you want meters on the other side. We cut in meters here at the store, so we're happy. We have a conversion chart at the cutting table. It will be okay. And you want to make sure that you're buying the right amount for the width of the fabric you're using.
Yes, this is 60 inches wide.
Yeah.
So this will work really well on one of the skirts, both of the skirts, all of them.
All three views. A, B, C. The shorter skirts, you could use a narrower fabric.
But then I don't have extra to play with.
Right?
I need a matching scrunchie.
Okay. Everybody needs a matching scrunchie.
Not going to wear it with it, but...
Yeah, so those are things to keep in mind. In your suggested fabrics, it will tell you what types of fabric are designed to work with this. These fabrics, chambray, charmeuse, cotton types, crepe, jacquard, linen types, those are all woven fabrics. So Chelsea's going to have to account for the stretch in her stretch velvet, which we will deal with when we go to cut it.
Leah's going to help.
We're going to help. But you do want to make sure that you are picking something that's going to be compatible. If you're buying a pattern that is built for stretch and not using a stretch fabric, you might not be able to get it over your head.
That sounds stressful.
Because lots of patterns designed for stretch have negative ease, so they're actually smaller than your body measurements.
I like that.
And they're not going to convert back. So definitely look into the fabrics that are going to behave appropriately for this. This does have a light drape similar to chambray or a cotton type fabric. So the fabric itself will hang nicely and you should be okay. There's an option of an overskirt in here if you want.
No, but this is so pretty. It doesn't need it. It's so like awesome.
And it will also say you need thread. You're not sewing this with air.
I can't just like lick it and it'll stick together.
No.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be weird?
It would be super weird. I'm not into that.
1 7-inch zipper. You don't have to buy a 7-inch zipper. You could buy a longer zipper and trim it down because this is like an in the seam zipper. So if you find a zipper that's 14 inches long in the right color, solid option. Make a new bar tack and make a new zipper end. Yeah. And 2 hook closures. So that's hook and eyes.
I bet you we could sew those on with a sewing machine.
Probably. That's how I would do it.
I'm not going to do it by hand.
And it also lists interfacing. So you do want to read through the entire pattern envelope before you say you're ready to go. Because I've done this where I'm like, oh yeah, I've got enough fabric. And then I get going and I'm like, oh, you don't have interfacing. I don't have a zipper.
I have that stuff.
I want to get the thing done by December 8th. And I forgot to pick it all up when I was at the store. So read through that envelope while you're here in the store. We carry pretty much everything
It's true.
you'll need.
We sure do.
We're happy to help you find the appropriate notions and interfacings. And
I found the interfacing.
you did. It's awesome.
I'm prepared.
Yeah.
I did not forget. I think this is too much interfacing.
You're
But
allowed to have extra.
I use it for other things too.
Right? So those are things to keep in mind. So if your fabric is only 45 inches wide versus 60, you will need more length to cover the total pattern.
I don't have to worry about that because I need it much shorter than what it says.
It's true.
Or it's going to be a puddle on the floor.
You don't want like a floor length gown? That's not what you're after?
I am the clumsiest person. It would not be good.
That's fair. So those are things to keep in mind. Pick based on the biggest size that you are. Worry about the garment measurements after. The garments are designed to give you movement space, so the garment measurements will probably be a little bit bigger than what you actually need. Things like length, you can shorten and lengthen all patterns once you have that pattern printed or like drafted out in front of you.
Sure. Would you suggest drawing it out?
You know what, I would. So most of these pattern, do you want to pull that tissue out for a moment?
Of course I do. One of them was smaller. I already opened it.
Yeah, so pattern paper can be ironed, and I'd recommend ironing it flat with a cool dry iron because it's easier to trace and make sure you don't have wrinkles in there that would translate into your garment.
I should have done that.
Oh, you traced too soon.
I sure did. I didn't listen to anything that you said because we didn't talk about it yet.
So I would trace this off. If you ever want to make this pattern again and you change size or you want to make it for your sister or your mom, you have a very solid multi-size pattern here. And if you trace off the size you need, you can have your own good copy out of fabric, almost like fabric, that will be sturdier and longer
kind of stuff. And it doesn't rip when I pin through it.
Yeah,
which is nice.
This is not actually True Grid.
It's not?
Might be. Feels different than the last True Grid. The last True Grid I bought has blue stripes.
It's close.
Anyway.
It might be different.
I usually use True Grid, which has a grid on it, which, because I need to lengthen almost every pattern, it's really easy to get my grain lines on here and shift everything down and move it.
Oh, that's lovely.
Like 3 inches.
I just
or
whack the
up.
pattern in the middle.
Yeah, you still need to like redraft sometimes. Not so much on a
That's why
script.
they're weird shapes.
Yeah. Because you can't just whack. You'll have like a square thing that narrows to a different square thing.
We could just whack off the bottom of this one, though, right?
The skirts we can hem up to the right length.
Yes.
Yeah. So different option than what you have with other types of garments.
Don't just go and cut at it right away.
No.
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 So I like to trace all my patterns off. And then this lovely tissue that is delicate and rips easily goes back in the pattern envelope if I need to trace it off again later. But I have a daughter who's growing, so there's a good chance that any pattern that I have, we might reuse someday for her.
It's true.
Or I could sew for a friend. Or I could do that magical lose weight thing and have to re-sew something for myself. However, I'm not willing to do the work to do that. I'm quite comfortable where I am. So I will make clothes to fit me where I am now.
It's because you're perfect.
Not perfect.
I think you're perfect. Oh, thanks. You're welcome.
But yeah, True Grid is my favorite stuff. Really, really easy to make changes to your pattern, and then you have a final good copy. And I don't mind drawing all over this. Also totally ironable, really easy to pin through because it's not stiff like other tracing papers.
It's very lovely.
And it's soft.
This one's a little stiff.
The interfacing?
This one is another pattern tracing thing we have.
That one's nice too.
It's very nice. It's a little stiffer.
Doesn't have grid lines.
It does not.
Which is good for some things, but I really do enjoy having grid lines. So from there, do you feel like you have all the information you need to go get the supplies you need in the size you need
Yes.
and start a skirt?
Should I? I'm gonna pick up my fabric. I'm gonna get some extra.
Yep.
Should I wash it before I start cutting it?
I would say with clothing fabric always.
Okay.
I am not a pre-washer with my quilting fabrics.
Me neither. I'm lazy.
However, any clothing fabric I would wash in the way you intend to wash the garment when you're done. You don't want to go to all this work, make a skirt that fits great once, goes through the wash and shrinks by
That sounds really sad.
Like this much, just a smidge, but enough that it goes from fitting great to fitting not great. So pre-wash how you intend to wash it. If you're making clothing for kids, take in mind that parents of small children are way too tired to figure out how to do laundry. And
wash in hot, dry in hot, give it, start making it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I deal with kids' fabrics, because I know that my kids' stuff will end up in a hot wash and a hot dry, even if I don't mean it to. So even like knits that shouldn't be dried on hot, I do pre-wash that way because I know sometimes I forget. And I'm not separating my children's laundry. I don't have the energy for that.
Nobody does.
Mine I do. My own clothes I separate. I take much better care of them, but any clothes I've made for my kids get abused. They get crayon, they get marker, they get
They need a little bit more.
They get dirt.
Plus kids get sick. Kids get boo-boos. It needs the hot wash, hot dry.
Yeah. Yeah. So do pay attention to washing instructions for different fabrics. There are some that will not be super happy washed that way.
This is true. I should figure out how to wash this.
We will double check that. I believe it's not listed on, it might be listed on the bolt.
I do not see it.
We'll
find out and we can update you.
We'll find out.
I bought 4 meters.
Nice.
I went a little crazy.
You gonna make a matching skirt for your dog?
My dog is a boy. He doesn't wear skirts. He also gets mad when I put clothes on him lately. So we're having a moment at home.
Not for your dog, for your sister.
Yes, maybe. My nephew would probably wear like a hat made out of this. I bet you he'd love it.
Your little nephew in a little
nephew needs a
vest. That'd be so cute. It'd be adorable.
I would love that. He would match me and not my sister.
Yeah, he'd be in for that.
He would.
Yeah.
He'd giggle the whole time.
That'd be cute. Yeah. So I think that's most of the information you need. Read the pattern envelope before you get started. Trace the size off that you need, or upward. If you're hopping between sizes here, you might want to trace off all 3 sizes and grade between them. So if your on a skirt, if your hip and your waist are wildly different, you'll want to trace off both those sizes, and then we'll grade between them.
Not on this one because it's a circle skirt.
You still want to make sure you have enough ease. So if you're one size up or down, there should be enough gathering in the skirt. But if it was like skinny mini little waist with like corset and big wide like Victorian hips.
Oh dear, okay.
You would need to grade between those.
I sure would.
I don't think you're that shape.
No, I am a shape. I'm a little blobby.
You're human.
I'm a blobby human shape.
You're a human shape. So pay attention to those numbers, and then that will get you started on making a garment.
Fabulous.
So stretch velvet. What else is back there?
Ooh. We have double pinks and blues.
Those are pretty.
They're soft. Pretty. And then the one you're holding, actually, I didn't grab the other pre-cuts that go with that. There's multiples.
What? There's more?
I gotta wiggle out.
It's a motif fabric called the Shores. Who's the designer on it?
Brenda Riddle.
Brenda Riddle Designs.
I have the cutest thing.
Oh, the mini charms.
Mini charms.
So cute.
You know what that'd be great for?
Don't pre-wash these. They're not super happy going through the wash.
You know what would be great for them?
What?
Stocking stuffers. For the quilter in your life?
If I found fabric in my stocking in this format, I'd be pretty thrilled.
Right?
Even if it wasn't like my favorite colors. It's just like candy.
And we have 5-inch squares.
And the 10-inch squares. And a jelly roll.
But
and
I think these are the cutest ones. And we have a ton of these.
They're adorable.
I think I counted at least 10.
Nice.
So, every quilter in your life
could have one little mini charm pack in your stocking.
They're so cute. I think they have 42 squares in them too. Just like the charm pack.
Yeah. Sweet.
So cute.
I like it.
I like how many pre-cuts came with this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Other things going on here in the store. We have intro to embroidery classes next week.
Oh, that's exciting.
So intro to freestanding lace, intro to machine embroidered applique, and intro to embroidery on unusual fabrics. So if Chelsea wanted to embroider that little stretch velvet vest that she's gonna make out of all her scraps for her nephew, she could get it embroidered.
That's so cute. I can't handle it.
It'd be adorable. So we'll talk about embroidering on unusual fabrics, towels, stretch velvet, t-shirts, knits of other types, like sweater knits, all those cool things. December 1st and 8th, we're teaching Quilt As You Go tree skirt class.
It's not a wearable skirt, I'm told.
Well, it just wasn't big enough around. You'd have to combine them.
I need 2 tree skirts.
Or one actual skirt.
I'll go with the actual skirt.
Actual skirt. Sounds
Okay.
like a solid option.
We'll go with that.
So we've got that happening 1st and 8th. And I think we're sold out on vintage flora. So
That's a really good class. I'm excited.
yeah.
That'll be awesome.
So that's going on. And watch. Oh, there's a Bernina sale that started yesterday. Technically yesterday. Today was the first day we were open. So there's some good stuff happening there. And there's still the ongoing Home for the Holidays free CD for OESD if you spend $89 on OESD product this month.
That's great.
It's embroidered designs. It's awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I think tomorrow we have a very extra special Wednesday show happening.
Yes. A not wacky Wednesday.
A not wacky Wednesday.
I apologize for the lack of wacky.
Lack of wacky. Could we make it wacky?
I
think
don't
we'll-
know. It's not really my thing.
We wouldn't be able to do justice.
I can't do justice to what Sandy
No.
does. So, no. It will not be wacky. It will be something different.
All right, it'll be Leah.
Yes.
That's it. That's doable.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
We're gonna talk something else tomorrow. But yeah, come back Thursday. We'll talk more about getting prepped for skirt making. Thursday.
Thursday.
Is that
Thursday.
That's not what I said.
Thursday sounds good.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a lovely evening.
Bye.
And we look forward to showing you more new look when the rest of them get here.
I can't wait.
I know. Very
I
excited.
need to see all the patterns.
Right? I don't know how many are coming.
Maybe it's
More than
all of
one.
them.
Maybe more than one.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. We're just gonna. I lost all the comments.
You lost all the screens.
I lost all the screens. Ooh, there's lots of good comments there. Oh, pants that are long enough. Yeah.
I don't have that prepped.
No, Chelsea's gonna give me the extra bits off her pants. That's my plan.
I just started buying capris, so they're almost the right length.